Hello, Tornado Nation. Welcome to tonight's TommyTV broadcast of the Super-Sectional between the Lincoln Railers and the Highland Bulldogs. Thank you for joining us tonight on TommyTV as we prepare to take you through the pregame report. The winner of tonight's game will move on to the Final Four, and will have a chance to win the state championship. Joining me tonight is Drew Mickey.
Hello everyone, my name is Drew Mickey and I'm glad to be here with all of you tonight. It's going to be a great matchup between the Highland Bulldogs and the Lincoln Railers with the trip to state on the line. This is certainly an exciting matchup as the undefeated Railers look to go to state. And one reminder is that the last time the Railers faced off against the Highland Bulldogs was 7 years ago, right here in this super-sectional matchup. So certainly going to be an interesting matchup tonight to see if they can go back and win this matchup tonight. Thank you for tuning on TommyTV. We'll be right back with more. Don't go anywhere.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Welcome back to the TommyTV pregame report. I'm Riley Sims, joined with Highland head coach Clint Hamilton. You had a losing record last season of 7-24. How has this season been a bounce back for you guys?
Healthy for one. You know, the girls had a great summer working out. I had 2 kids down with ACL injuries last year, so we got healthy, and you know, they're getting confident.
You outscored Mount Vernon in every quarter except the last one, in which you scored 18 and they scored 19. How did having the upper hand most of the game give you the confidence to win?
Yeah, I mean, we came out at the beginning of the game and executed the game plan really well. The girls were confident coming in, and like I said, we got out to a fast start, so that was nice. The confidence was high, and they just rode it the rest of the game.
Lincoln has been undefeated all season. What's the game plan against them?
Definitely got to take care of the basketball. They do a good job of turning people over, and then we got to finish off possessions by rebounding, not give them second chances because they shoot the ball really well.
The Bulldogs played against the Railers 7 years ago in the Super-Sectional and beat them 48-40. Do you remember that game?
I was not a part of the staff. That was 2 years before I took over. But I talked to Coach Arb, who was here before me, and he was giving me some information about the game. It would sound like an exciting one, though.
Thank you so much for your time, and good luck tonight, Coach.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Tommy TV pregame report. Now it's time to take a look at the conference comparison. Let's first start with the Apollo Conference standings. Home of the Taylorville Tornadoes, but the Lincoln Railers are undefeated and sit atop of the Apollo as they are the conference champions. 12-0 in conference, 34-0 overall, looking to continue their undefeated streak here tonight. And, Taylorville Tornadoes are 8-4 in conference, 22-9 overall. Also in the Apollo Conference is Mount Zion, Mahomet Seymour, Effingham, Mattoon, and Charleston. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Highland Bulldogs. They find themselves in the Mississippi Valley Conference, and they were conference champions once again. Highland 9-1 in conference, 25-7 overall. Also in the Mississippi Valley Conference is the Mascoutah, Waterloo, Civic Memorial, Triad, and Jersey. So those are your two conference standings. Lincoln with the Apollo Conference and Highland with the Mississippi Valley Conference. Certainly looking forward to this matchup. Stay tuned for more here on Tommy TV as we take you through this pregame report.
Hello, Mr. Steele? Yeah, can I get a yearbook? What do you mean I missed the deadline? How am I going to remember my senior year of high school?
This could be you. Order your yearbook today at www.yearbookforever.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Throw it to Dad.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to the Tommy TV pregame report. Now it's time to look at our keys to the game. Let's start first with Lincoln's key to the game. So first of all is Chloe Froby. You got to use her well tonight. Use her all over the court. She's their leading scorer by far. Certainly need to use her as their coveted player. Keep her going. She's going to be the anchor of this team as a leading scorer, so good to see her all across the court tonight. And the second key to the game is the playoff experience. Lincoln has the upper hand in terms of having experience in the playoffs and certainly going to play a key role tonight as they look to win against the Highland Bulldogs. Now let's take a look at the other squad's keys to the game, the Highland Bulldogs. Their first key to the game is to lock down the other guards. You know that Chloe Froby is going to put up a large amount of points, but where it comes down to is how they're going to lock down the other guards and how they're going to play their defensive consistency all night on those other guards. And in the second key to the game is for Highland to slow it down. Lincoln likes to play fast, and you have to control the tempo and maintain the tempo if you're Highland to get a win tonight against the Lincoln Railers. Stay tuned for more here on the Tommy TV pregame report.
Thank you all for watching the pregame report here on Tommy TV. If you enjoyed, click that subscribe button on YouTube or follow button on Facebook. Sit back and relax as we prepare for the Super-Sectional. We'll see you at halftime. This has been the Tommy TV pregame report.
Tommy Photo is a student-led photography club. Students learn about photography, editing, and much more. After tonight's game, you will be able to order photos from the Tommy Photo website. You can find the website on our Facebook page or by searching thstommyphoto.pixieset.com.
For tonight's Class 3A Girls Super-Sectional Basketball Contest between the Highland Bulldogs and the Lincoln Lady Railers. At this time, could you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, which will be performed tonight by Wicks, Paige Cunnington, Marley Dively, Abby Perry, and Anna Goodman. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First four of the visitors, the Lady Railers of Lincoln High School. At forward, a 5'8" junior, number 24, Tori Garretts. At guard, a 5'5" junior, number 1, Taryn Stolzenberg. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 4, Becca Heitzig. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 14, Jenna Bowman. And at guard, a 5'9" junior, number 5, Chloe Froby. The Lady Railers are coached by Taylor Rohr. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the starting lineup for the Highland Bulldogs. At one forward, a 6' junior, and number 24, Larissa Taylor. At the other forward, a 5'9" junior, number 5, Abby Schultz. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 1, Lauren Mass. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 10, Addison Krask. And at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 15, Grace Wilkie. The Bulldogs are coached by Clint Hamilton. Officials for this contest are Stan Brandmeier, Rob Reeder, and Eric Saunders.
Tornado Nation, and welcome inside this TommyTV production of the Super-Sectional between Highland and the Lincoln Railers. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm Drew Mickey, joined by Leroy Klimola. How are you, Leroy?
Hey, good, Drew. How are you doing, bud? Glad to have you on the show, man.
It is great to be here, and it's going to be a great matchup with the trip to state on the line. Here we go. Lincoln gets the tip. Becca Hitzig driving over there. Chloe Froby to the top of the key. She's going to shoot for a two-pointer, and she gets it. Lincoln on the board to start the game, 2-0, early lead. She's going to play a big role in tonight's matchup, Leroy.
Well, and Chloe Froby is an absolute beast. She's really done a good job of being able to just be in charge of everything, and because of that, she's able to win.
A packed Dolph Stanley Court tonight with great crowds.
The crowd is going to play a huge factor in this game tonight, Drew, for both sides, and it's going to play a big impact on this as the noise levels.
And the putback for Lincoln goes in. They're up early 4-0 on the Highland Bulldogs.
Froby with all 4 points, and she's going to be one that Highland's going to need to shut down if they want to stay in this game.
Highland looking to answer back. And a double dribble is going to be called.
And see, Highland double dribbles right away. The problem with that is Lincoln will capitalize on every single mistake you make, so you have to play solid, tight basketball.
Absolutely, no turnovers cannot be happening for the Highland Bulldogs. This shot from Lincoln, and Highland's going to look to get on the board here with this possession.
I think Highland knows, look, we have to score quickly. If you give Lincoln a chance to win, it's going to cause problems. So Highland needs to score right away.
Missed 3 there from Highland in the corner.
Another second chance for Lincoln, or for Highland, excuse me.
And that's going to be another turnover for the Bulldogs as Lincoln's driving coast to coast. They're going to get the layup there. That was number 4, Becca Hetzig. She puts her first forward of the day, and it is an early 6-0 lead.
And there's a 30-second timeout for Highland. Highland realizes they have to score right away, right? They're down 6-0, 4 points from Chloe Froby, and for Highland being able to slow down this offensive attack. I mean, Lincoln's been beating teams by an average of about 45 points in the playoffs. 45. So for Highland to be able to get in there and cause some problems, especially on offense, that's going to be their whole game. That's what they're going to need to do. If they're not able to do that, it's going to cause major problems later on.
Absolutely. So an early 6-0 lead for Lincoln in a packed Dolph Stanley court. The energy is just unreal in here right now.
It's an absolutely electric crowd, and again, the crowd is just feeding off those points. And if there's a 3 hit by Lincoln or a 3 hit by Highland, the crowd's going to absolutely explode.
Another steal for Chloe Froby. She's going to get the layup. It's 8-0 early.
Chloe scored 29 points the last game against Mount Vernon. She's been absolutely dangerous. One of the best players in the state.
Highland moving the ball down low. A foul's going to be called.
Good movement from Highland that time. They were able to bring the ball in under the interior, get into the crease, and be able to cause some problems. That back door, being able to do that is what caused the foul.
And Tori Garriott is going to head to the line for Highland, looking to get their first points on the board. They're going to have to get their free throws early because they're going to need all the help they can get.
Every point counts. Taylor hits.
There you see the new shot from TommyTV on that free throw. She makes the first one.
Bowman's first foul, first team foul, and again, fouls can play a big factor in this game the longer this game goes.
And Tori Garriott hits those 2 free throws there, makes it 8-2. Lincoln still has the lead. Chloe Froby coming down the court for Lincoln.
The miss on the 3, but Froby was unselfish there, knew that she had an open player in Stolzenberg and just kicked it over so she could shoot.
Absolutely a great team player. That's what makes her so versatile for this Lincoln squad. Big rebound for Tori Garriott, so she gets the first 4 points for Highland, and that is, she has all Highland's points so far, playing a big role. Foul is going to be called on the drive there.
Another foul comes in, this time on Highland, and again, the Highland players slow to get up, and yeah, Larissa Taylor has been absolutely fantastic for the Bulldogs, but she picks up her first foul right there. The junior unable to get out of the way on that one.
Currently has the 8-4 lead here.
And with an 8-4 lead here in the injury timeout, the big thing here is calming down, right? All the players know how big of a game this is. This is a chance to go advance. It's a chance to to make a difference and go on to the state semifinals. And you look at this matchup, and I mean, everybody knows what's at stake, right? It's a trip to Normal Arena, to Redbird Arena, take on Deerfield versus Lombard. And, you look at this matchup, and both these teams have had massive success all season long. Lincoln, of course, going for that undefeated season. Highland trying to come away after having a rough Highland season last year as injured player is able to get up. And that is Lauren Moss getting up for Highland. And for Lincoln, it's all about being able to keep playing the game that they know how to play. For Highland, it's causing disturbances. The more mistakes that are made, the more you can capitalize on that, the better off you're going to be.
Absolutely a good sight to see Lauren Moss get up there on the Highland side after an injury there. As Chloe Froby's going to head to the line for Lincoln.
Froby's just been an absolute beast all season long, breaking multiple records, getting Division I looks, and she's, as advertised, one of the best ball players in the state.
She's got 7 points so far in this matchup. Make it 8. It's 10-4, Lincoln.
8 of the 10 points coming from Chloe Froby, and she's well worth the double team at this point. But problem is Lincoln has so many weapons, they can beat you with everybody else too.
And a foul's going to be called.
Oh, and Lincoln crowd's probably not going to like that. Froby's going to pick up another of her first foul of the game, and Highland would love nothing more than for Chloe Froby to get into foul trouble early.
Yeah, that's one way to attack it, one way to get her out of the game. You got to do it somehow.
Be the only way that the Highland can get her out of the game.
Absolutely. A big three, and she's going to drill that one. That was number 3, Jordan Bircher for Highland.
If Highland wants to stay in this game, that three-point ball is going to be huge.
A big rebound there by Tori Garriott.
Every facet of the game is so important right now. Rebounds, turnovers, assists, all that matters. Every single thing that this team should do should be calculated.
Missed shot there. Sophie Schroeder there on Highland's side. Lincoln playing that fast tempo.
Well, and Lincoln loves that fast tempo. We saw him do it against Taylorville multiple times throughout the season.
And that's hard to control and hard to face a deficit whenever they have such a big tempo.
Oh, they're just able to move the ball around so well, but there's the travel right there. It's going to go the other way.
It's 10-7 Lincoln, but Highland Bulldogs are getting a little bit more going here after a bit of a slow start. And it's going to be tipped off Lincoln player. It's going to be Highland ball.
Yeah, and just a lot of being able to pressure over towards that boundary, right? You know that they're close to that edge line. They're going to try to cause some problems, create just havoc and get up in your face and see if you make a mistake.
Highland moving the ball from the corner for 3. It's going to be off the rim. But the rebound for Highland.
Those second chance rebounds, Drew, that's going to be huge.
They're going to need all of them that they can get. Another 3 from the corner. Off again. Froby driving, and she's going to be fouled.
Well, just typical reach-in from Jordan Bircher as Bircher was trying to create some problems for Chloe and got in there and just got a little bit too much hands.
And that is Jordan Bircher's first foul. She's got 3 points for the Bulldogs.
It is so loud in here, Drew.
Absolutely. It's great to see this energy here. A trip to stay on the line. What more could you ask for? Froby driving, and she's going to get the layup there in the basket. It's 12-7 Lincoln.
We're out of space to put Chloe Froby points here on my scorebook. Great ball movement from both teams there. Back door. Now the 2 points from Larissa Taylor, who really has just found some space on the basket, used her height to get some points.
Bulldogs back within 3, but Lincoln looking to answer. Shot comes off the rim, rebound for Highland. This tempo just is so fast, so hard to keep up with.
Fast and wicked, and just the way that they like it. A lot of ball movement, a lot of really just being able to spread the game, right? They're trying to reach both sides, and they're seeing who's going to make a mistake first. If they can make a mistake, they will capitalize, and we know both these teams are more than capable of doing that. Wow.
A reach in. That's going to be called against Jenna Bowman of the Lincoln Railers.
Bowman was trying to cause some problems within the zone, and as she came down, she came up a little bit too high. Her hand came up, her hand came down, and caught enough of it that the referee saw a foul. Fouls are 3-3 each. By the way, that's the second foul on Bowman. She probably will sit here, as she does.
Fans wanting to travel, but Highland continues to move the ball.
Well, and that's the big thing, right? If you don't get the call, you got to keep playing.
Yeah.
You can't rely on the referee whistle to stop play. Lincoln defense just stifling.
Highland tried to go for that rebound, but that's going to be Lincoln ball, tipped off Highland.
Well, Kress tried getting in there and seeing if she could get underneath the basket to grab the rebound, but took 2 big steps.
Like you mentioned, Leroy.
Yeah.
That defensive effort was just truly impressive by Lincoln.
So they're going to get Heitzig with the travel call here, and the analysis from the crowd would be that there was a travel over on the other side that they missed. But again, you got to keep playing regardless of whether there's a whistle or not.
Turnovers are going to play a big factor in this game and limiting them for both teams. Speaking of turnovers,
that's another big one, and 50 seconds left in this quarter.
That one is going to be tipped off Highland. It's going to be Lincoln ball. They're going to inbound it.
Yeah, Lincoln players wanted to foul on that one as she came in to knock that ball out, but well, they'll keep the ball regardless of the call.
Bit of a miscommunication there.
Ooh. Piper Whitman trying to get it out. Chloe Froby saved the day for Lincoln right there. They're going to wait for the last shot.
Froby receiving instructions from head coach Taylor Rohr. They're going to get the foul that time.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of really just a lot of pressing underneath that basket. And you got 2 sides that are really trying to box out, play aggressive defensive basketball. The Big Ten, the Apollo Conference is known for their physicality and aggressiveness, and they're seeing it tonight.
Well, you can draw comparisons to it to the Big Ten.
That foul, by the way, on Jordan Bircher, her second.
Chloe Froby drills a 3, making 15-9 Lincoln.
The first 3 from Lincoln, and it comes at a huge point in this game, gives them a 6-point lead.
And that's going to send them into the second quarter with some momentum. But the Bulldogs are still going to try and answer back.
Highland going to try to take a timeout to draw up a play here. 30-second timeout, so the reason for that is with 12 seconds left, it gives you time to draw up a play. But the big thing is Highland will get the ball starting off in that second for that next quarter, provided there's not a jump here or anything. So for Highland to be able to score points and get the ball back in a 2-possession game, that's huge. So look for them to drop a 3 right here, try to score, and then on top of that, being able to get over to the other side so that they can get another chance at another basket once the second quarter starts.
Definitely a smart call there. Bulldogs find themselves down by 6. It's 15-9.
Had a shot there, just couldn't hit. Good shot attempt from Sienna Adams, or from Addison Krass, just couldn't hit.
And it's 15-9. Lincoln has the lead. We'll be right back with some second quarter action here on Tommy TV.
I surrender, I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
Quarter.
If you're not paying attention, boy, you are going to get left you're going to get left behind in the dirt because these two teams are going fast and furious. And what you're seeing is a lot of ball movement and a lot of who's going to break first. Whoever breaks first, that's who's going to lose. And so far, Lincoln holding the advantage, but Highland not going away just yet. Second quarter, this is a big quarter right here.
So Highland's going to have the ball. Grace Wilkie inbounding. They're going to feed it down low. And that's a turnover.
That was stolen ball, and guess who had it? Chloe Froby again.
You're going to hear that name a lot.
These two teams are very similar in the fact that they both try to really, really spread the ball out quite a bit.
She's going to get the movement around the basket. That's a point for number 24, Larissa Taylor there for Lincoln.
Taylor's been a big force underneath that basket for Highland. She's already got 8 points. It's really been a game between Taylor and Froby here so far.
Froby looks to get the 3 off, and it's going to go off the rim.
You're not mad at that shot selection. She was wide open, had a little bit of the corner, just off to the right just a little bit.
A rare miss from her, too. It's 15-11 Lincoln. Feeding it down low again.
Dangerous pass in there to the interior, but a foul called regardless, and Lincoln crowd doesn't like that call too much. So that is on Tori Gary. It's her first, team 4th.
This team has 4 apiece. Got to be able to make free throws here. It's going to be a tight game.
Every point counts. Every point, so critical. She misses both of them. 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Here comes Froby.
Lincoln getting the play set up. Kicking it out. That's going to be a big 3.
Well, and that drew everybody in, Drew, but the thing is if everybody's drawn in, nobody's paying attention to what's going on the perimeter, and Stolzenberg nailed that 3.
Highland's going to try to answer back with a 3 of their own. It's no good. Rebound, put back, no good. Chloe Froby's going to come down on the other end for the Lincoln Railers.
Larissa Taylor probably upset with herself that she wasn't a little bit more aggressive on that play. Lost the ball, and that caused the turnover.
Rebound for Highland. It's 18-11, Lincoln lead.
Air ball from Piper Whiteman. That gets the Highland student section fired up. Both teams kind of cold here a little bit. And she's out.
2-pointer falls from Becca Heitzig.
Heitzig with her 4th point, but it comes at a critical time. It gives Lincoln their largest lead of the game of 9. Highland having trouble with Lincoln's aggressiveness. There's no turnover.
Another turnover. Are going to drive to the basket. Foul's going to be called. About had the and one, but not quite.
Well, and you know what? If you're getting beat like that, those are the fouls that you kind of say, all right, fine. We're just going to send you to the line and shoot. You're already beating us. Highland's got to be careful. It's a critical point in this game. It's 20-11.
There you see the replay, clear foul there.
That foul is on Moss, her second.
And the first free throw is no good there.
Again, free throw's not falling for her as much as these two teams would like.
Definitely.
As we've seen rare misses from both sides.
And the second one is good. That gives Lincoln a double-digit lead. It's 21-11.
Highland desperately needs some points here. These careless passes aren't helping things too much.
And the three from the corner, that's going to be off the rim.
Well, and what you're seeing, Drew, is there's a lot of rush shots, right? The players are finding time to get open, but guess what? You have a half a second that you're open. You either take that shot or you pass it. And when you rush that much, it's not causing shots to fall.
Taylor Rohr has to be happy with how well Lincoln is executing defensively right now.
It's been the story all postseason. Darius hits the shot. Gotta go, gotta get past that line. There's 10 seconds. Took way too long. She had an open player right over here. Abby Schultz was wide open over here up top. Just couldn't get the ball to her.
Now Lincoln's on an 8-0 run now. It's 23-11. This tempo, this momentum, this crowd, it's going to be hard for Highland to get something going.
And yeah, right. Highland was able to keep up in the first quarter, but this is the problem with Lincoln. Lincoln can play this way legitimately all 4, even 5 quarters if they need to be. It's a lot for teams to overcome as Chloe hits another one. Only Chloe's first points in the quarter, but she hasn't needed it. Lincoln's defense has just shut down Highland.
She's got 15 today with a 67% field goal percentage.
They're going to call a reach-in foul on the double team. That's going to be the first foul on Stolzenberg. 15th foul, and so foul's going to be kind of a story here for this last 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That one was knocked away, so there's no over the back. And just careless passing now from Highland. Highland feels rushed.
Not executing very well. As Froby storms by and gets the basket.
Froby with 17 points. We haven't even reached halftime yet.
Desperately need a 3 here, and they're not going to get it.
Just a lot of rush shots, rush passes. That Lincoln defense is just, that's the reason why they've won games by 45 points or more.
And Lincoln's going to slow it down here a little bit.
Well, and with a 16-point lead, there's no real reason to rush. We've seen this up and down tempo all game long of just speed. When you get that huge lead, you don't necessarily have to do that, especially when you're still being successful with that speed. And a turnover from Lincoln right there. See if Highland can capitalize. And they can't. Oh.
And here comes Lincoln.
Necessarily out of bounds. You're going to have some substitutions come in. As for Lincoln, Mia Clark comes in.
This full court press for Lincoln is putting so much pressure on Highland right now.
Again, 4 quarters of this. We've seen it twice this year as Lincoln.
Another careless pass.
And again, that pressure forces you to make mistakes. If you don't have it well executed, that forces you to make mistakes.
The foul is going to be called on the floor.
Yeah. Highland crowd didn't like it. They wanted to charge. They did not get it. Instead, Highland's going to pick up a foul. Larissa Taylor to pick up her second, and that would be devastating for Highland to have Larissa Taylor get into foul trouble. She's there, Chloe Froby.
Froby drills that free throw. It's 28-11 Lincoln. Chloe has 18 points.
What a crowd here tonight, Drew, huh?
Absolutely. And Froby is 4 for 4 from the charity stripe tonight. Almost had a bad pass there.
Just too darn good, man. Shot was blocked and all ball. Try to go the other way, one-on-one matchup. And see, those are the times you have to capitalize on those other sides of the lane, especially when that happens.
Froby hits a big three. It's 32-11 Lincoln. And Lincoln's on a 17-0 run right now.
Chloe with 22 points already and just absolutely dominating on both sides of the ball. Offense, defense, you name it. She's doing everything out there. A big reason why Lincoln's been so good this year, and a big reason why Lincoln's doing so well tonight.
I mean, just take a minute and admire the greatness that you're seeing right now on the court with Chloe Froby and this great play that you're seeing from Lincoln right now. An undefeated team. I mean, this is a big game, but certainly impressive.
Mia Clark picks up her first foul for Lincoln. That's their sixth. First free throw from Stolzenberg does not go. Taylor will check out.
You can just tell Highland looks exhausted out there. I mean, both teams do respectively, but just the way they're playing with their passes, it's just hard to keep up against this Lincoln tempo.
Well, and again, I said it earlier as Stolzenberg hits the second. I said it earlier, they can play this way all four quarters. We've seen it. We've watched them do it. Just a hard team to guard for that long.
Froby again, make it 24 points on the day, and we're still in the first half.
I joked I was going to run out of space with Froby. Another miss on the three, and at some point, if you're shooting threes from that side, you just got to try something else. It hasn't been working so far. As Becca Heitzig gets the shot. The tempo, Drew's starting to pick up again here as we approach the last minute of this half.
Drive to the basket for Highland is not going to be any good.
Another dry spell, and only 2 points from Highland this quarter. It is very hard to win games when you're only putting up, or 3 points from Highland this quarter. Only very hard to do stuff when you're only putting up 3 points.
Lincoln's leading scorer, Chloe Froby, has 24 points, while the Bulldogs' leading scorer has 6 points, just to give you an example of what we're watching right now. A foul is going to be called, and the and one falls.
Yep. And again, if you're going to foul, they better miss. They did not. And one Froby heads back to the line. That's the third foul on Moss.
Froby has 24 points today so far. Make it 25. She completes, excuse me, she's got 27 points now. She completes the and one. And Lincoln is on their feet.
Gotta go, there's a half-court shot. What a first half move from Lincoln.
Oh my. 39-12, Lincoln leads going into half. Highland's got to catch their breath going into halftime.
Very much so.
Well, stay tuned for more here as we get set to take you through the halftime report on TommyTV. We'll be right back with more. Stay tuned.
Tommy Photo is a student-led photography club. Students learn about photography, editing, and much more. After tonight's game, you will be able to order photos from the Tommy Photo website. You can find the website on our Facebook page or by searching thstommyphoto.pixieset.com.
Hello, Tornado Nation. I'm Miley Sims reporting live from the Dolph Stanley Court here at Taylorville High School. The Railers are currently winning against Highland Bulldogs with a score of 39-12. But let's take a look at our halftime MVP, Chloe Froby. I'm going to send it over to Drew to take a look at our stats through this first half.
Thank you, Miley. Let's take a look at some stats for this first half. Like Miley said, Lincoln leads 39-12. And let's start by taking a look at Chloe Froby with 27 points for Lincoln, shooting 77% from the field goal range, 50% from beyond the arc. Other contributing scorers from Lincoln include Becca Heitzig with 7 points, 100% field goal percentage. Taryn Stolzenberg has a three-pointer under her belt with a 33% field goal percentage. And Tori Garretts has 2 points with a 50% field goal percentage. Now let's take a look at the Bulldogs, who find themselves down at half. Laura Moss has 1 single point. Jordan Bircher has a three-pointer with 100% field goal percentage. And the leading scorer for the Bulldogs is Larissa Taylor. She has 6 points with a 67% field goal percentage. If you're the Bulldogs, you got to step up big, and you got to match this tempo of Lincoln. What you're seeing through this first half is that Lincoln is playing the way they want to play. They're playing the speed that they like, and the Bulldogs are having trouble matching that. So it's going to be crucial as we move forward in the second half that the Highland Bulldogs continue to match that tempo, continue to try to get that stamina built back up. Certainly not going to be an easy task, though, as they find themselves down 39-12. Stay tuned for some third quarter action here on Tommy TV.
Last year, Tommy TV hosted the first annual Tommy Awards. Students, teachers, and community members gathered together to experience a night like no other.
And the Tommy goes to the Berry family.
We're very appreciative what the community does for us.
Uplifting, encouraging, and spectacular are all the words to describe the Tommy Awards.
Thank you to the Taylorville community for allowing me to come to Taylorville and have all these wonderful experiences that I've been able to have. Izzy and I came over our freshman year from Pana, and you guys have all done such a great job at making us feel welcomed and creating new opportunities for us.
She's always told me to put my heart into everything I do, and that's what I've always tried to do through my school and community.
Tommy Awards was created to recognize those who do not get the recognition they deserve. Tommy Awards notices teachers and staff in a thankless job.
as teachers, we do affect eternity, and we really don't know where our influence stops. And I can only pray that I have and will continue to be a positive influence in my students' lives.
The classic line, failure is not an option, is something I hang my hat on every day when I walk in that classroom. My expectations for my students are to be successful in whatever endeavor they encounter.
Join us for the show in the THS cafeteria on April 15th. Come celebrate the amazing community members we have in Taylorville, Illinois. Tickets are now live.
And the Tommy goes to.
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 Lizzie Schaefer.
Brian Short.
Izzy Miller.
Linus Melton.
Samantha Breckenridge.
Second half action here on TommyTV in this Super-Sectional. It's a trip to state on the line as the Lincoln Railers find themselves up 39-12 against the Highland Bulldogs. Leroy, it's a tough deficit and it's a large one to face for the Highland Bulldogs. But what were you doing to try to get back at Lincoln in the second half?
Well, the first 5 minutes of this game are going to be extremely critical. The first 5 minutes of this game, much like you see in college basketball, extremely tough. The biggest thing is at this point, I am double teaming Chloe every single chance I get. If everybody else on Lincoln beats me, then guess what? So be it. But Chloe's already got 27 points and it's only halftime. At this point, you know what? I'm just saying fine. I'll let everybody else hit me with threes. I'll let everybody else hit me with twos. Because we know the whole team on Lincoln's dangerous. We know that. Also, if I'm Highland, I have to find some kind of offense. I don't know if I'm driving in. I don't know if I'm what. I'm trying to use Larissa Taylor a little bit more. Maybe get Jordan Berkshire the ball a little bit more. But they're rushing their shots. And when you rush your shots, you run into issues where you're just not able to execute the way that you want to. And being able to beat the press. There's just so many things that you need to do when you're playing Lincoln. It can be absolutely overwhelming.
Easier said than done, and you got to clean up the weak passes. And it's still tough, though, even when you do that, because they're executing so well on the defense.
Well, and again, Becca Heisig and everyone on this Lincoln team is just too darn good. Chloe Froby right here, just an absolute beast to watch on the basketball court. She's fantastic.
Certainly been impressive. Becca Heisig is going to inbound the ball to Chloe Froby.
You're witnessing some amazing basketball tonight if you are watching at home, ladies and gentlemen. Good call from the referee that hit the upper pole holding the basket, and most of the time, I say most of the time because we've seen a few times where it hasn't, most of the time it's a called a dead ball and goes the other way.
Might make you jump out of your seat if it doesn't.
So here's the first real test for Highland. You're coming out of halftime, coming out of the locker room at halftime, and your coach is challenging you and saying, look, get back into this game. How are you going to do it?
Let's see what they can do here.
I'm just not seeing the sense of urgency from Highland, and part of that is just not because Highland's not trying, because they absolutely are. It's just because Lincoln is so tough on that perimeter.
Lincoln's so persistent all game long.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Highland. Highland's a tough team. They absolutely deserve to be in this playoff spot. But man, Lincoln's just a devastating team on defense. As there's a foul.
Highland going to get a little bit of a break there as they get sent to the line. As Lauren Moss gets set to shoot some free throws.
So that'll be Jenna Bowman's third, team first of the half. And again, everybody had 6 fouls in that first half, so nobody sent to the line for a 1-and-1. But something to keep an eye here is some of these bigger players are starting to get into a little bit of foul trouble. Although now that it's the third, it's a little bit easier as Moss hits that first free throw.
So Highland gets on the board first in the second half. And she gets the second free throw. Puts it down to 39-14.
Again, just trying to capitalize on some of those mistakes because Lincoln doesn't make too many of them. So you have to capitalize when you can. As for Lincoln, they can kind of, maybe not necessarily coast as I don't think they ever will, but they don't have to play nearly as aggressive because of their healthy lead.
Slow it down a little bit.
Or just give the ball to Chloe Froby and see what she does.
Absolutely. Make it 41-14 Lincoln. She's got 79% field goal percentage.
And again, that full court press just being a little bit too much for the Bulldogs to be able to handle right now. There's a big three. Nice shot from Sienna Adams.
They're going to need a lot of those to fall here to get back quick in the third quarter.
And that was one thing that wasn't falling, Drew, in that second quarter was they shot 6 or 7 threes and not a single one of them fell.
As Chloe Froby drives again and makes it. Leroy, you talked a little bit about double teaming Chloe Froby. We've not seen them do that so far.
No, and part of that is just Froby's speed, right? I mean, Froby's a lot. You have to be so quick if you're going to double team her. We've seen some teams try it, but for the most part, especially in the playoffs, it just hasn't worked. She's just too dangerous and too powerful. It's really easy for me to sit over here on the sidelines and say, double team her.
Oh, absolutely. But a big three from the corner there is drilled for Highland. It's 43-20 Lincoln.
Yeah, Addison Krask hitting the 2 threes back-to-back. Big threes from Addison.
Foul is going to be called. That one is going to be number 10, Addison Krask. That's her first foul.
43-20, 5:18 left here in this third quarter, and kind of not necessarily a danger part of this game as it's already been, as Lincoln's already kind of ran away with this. But again, you talk about these critical moments and just being able to do what you can.
She just drives the lane so much, and it's hard to stop.
Too quick. Absolute demon on the basketball court. There's some good ball movement underneath the baskets. Abby Schultz was able to finally move, find some ground, be able to do a little bit of a backdoor move to get under the basket and hit a shot.
Really good ball movement, really good look.
And this is the first time, Drew, we've seen kind of a little bit of a slowdown, not drive, but still just a simple ball movement. Bring in Becca Heisig on the right side. Heisig just crashes the board and gets the easy assist from Froby.
Full court press, creating turnovers.
Jenna Bowman hit 2, and Lincoln saying, look, we deserve this. We belong here. They're showing it. Good save on that rebound. Chance for Jordan Bircher, who's able to get in there and pick up the basket before it went out of bounds. Second chance rebound, so critical.
Big three, not going to go.
Yeah, and you know what? They're going to give a foul to Addison Krask on that one for the over the back. You almost have to at this point, as they're just getting beat on all sides of the perimeter. Lincoln Railer boys team lost to Muhammad a couple days ago. Muhammad will play against MacArthur from Decatur for their chance to advance. Game that we'll be watching a little bit closely. Muhammad had a very good season for the boys. Miss from Lincoln on the left side there.
Miss from Chloe Froby. That's a rare commodity these days.
Doesn't have too many of them, but when you're shooting 85% from the field, I think you're all right.
Highland's going to try to hit a three from corner. It's not going to go.
They're going to give that foul to Abby Schultz, her first, team third.
What you might be seeing is similar to what happened in the first half. Highland kind of stuck with them a little bit, but they just run out of stamina. And
again, Highland's giving it their everything in that first quarter, and Lincoln can kind of play that way all game long, and teams just can't match up with them, or at least we haven't seen it yet.
And a foul's going to be called.
I mean, take a look at that drive right there, right? Good example. Abby Schultz drove right between Piper Whiteman and Chloe. Neither Whiteman or Froby moved at all. Yeah. They just stood there like a rock and just tried to go through them, but didn't get the foul call. But just they're not going to give you any inches on that lane at all.
So tough to play against.
Froby, it's the first free throw. Or not Froby, excuse me. Schultz, sorry.
A big three from Chloe Froby is drilled.
It's just fun to watch, man. I tell you what.
36 points. Make it 38.
Well, that was just Froby just broke some ankles and stole the ball away. That's all that was.
It rolls out of the basket.
And again, just the quickness of Lincoln is what's killing Highland. It's not the playing. Both these teams, if you just woke up these teams in the morning and said, get on the court and set everything up, both these teams will be really, really even. But just wearing them down. 30-second timeout.
There you see the replay there. A great three from Chloe Froby.
And I said it before, Drew, and I'll say it again. It's not the one or two plays that Lincoln does that beats you. It's the fact that Lincoln can do those one or two plays every single time they're going down the court. It's not just a 2 minutes here that we see a burst of energy. It is 8 minutes in the first, 8 minutes in the second, 8 minutes in the third, and 4 minutes in the fourth. Because we'll get our second string in the fourth, and they'll do the same thing to you.
Yeah. The depth and the stamina of this team is what will get you.
The work ethic from Lincoln is just unrivaled by any team that I've seen.
Minute 52 left in the third.
And it's a good time to remind you, if you're looking to become a referee, they're always looking for help. Visit IHSA.org/officials.
Down low for Highland. Shot's not going to fall. Guess who's there with the rebound?
See, you're supposed to do that when they boo a bad play. Stolzenberg with a big two, and this is going to be running clock here for the fourth quarter in just about 70 seconds as Lincoln has said, we are going to the state semifinals. Again, that game will be in Normal, Illinois, Redbird Arena, as three gets hit from Grace Wilkie there. It'll be on March 3rd at 11:45 a.m.
Chloe Froby gets another basket. It's 58-25 Lincoln.
Her 40th point of the night. Drew, are you a big fan of morning basketball?
Yeah.
Sophie Schrader answers back. Even when they don't shoot the ball well, it still goes in. Jenna Bowman.
And you see Chloe Froby with the assist there. She does it all for this team. That's what makes her even more dangerous than what she is. Even with 40 points on the board, she's still willing to pass it off to a teammate. Banks to drills on the three.
And Highland probably frustrated there that they couldn't even get a last second shot off there at the end of the third quarter.
It is 61-27 going into the fourth quarter. Stay tuned for more here on Tommy TV.
Tommy Photo is a student-led photography club. Students learn about photography, editing, and much more. After tonight's game, you will be able to order photos from the Tommy Photo website. You can find the website on our Facebook page or by searching thstommyphoto.pixieset.com.
Welcome back into the fourth quarter action here on Tommy TV. It's 61-27, Lincoln.
Well, and the good news, Drew, is Highland scored their most points out of any quarter there. They scored 16 in the third.
And
the bad news?
They're going to need a boatload of them in the fourth.
22 points were scored by Lincoln.
Foul's going to be called.
So that will send Sophie Schrader to the line. Fouls on Stolzenberg, her second. This Lincoln team is putting everybody that's going to make it to these finals and semifinals on notice. Again, they have won on average, not total, on average, 45.5 points per game that they've beaten other teams. They beat Rantoul 88-11, Champaign 74-37, Mount Zion 69-31, and Rochester 53-23.
That's just unheard of.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen anything like it. They are the most complete basketball team I've ever seen in my life. And here's the kicker, right? There's not a single senior on this team. That's the crazy part out of everything, is that this is a bunch of sophomores and juniors.
Chloe Froby misses the jump shot there.
That's the crazy part out of this whole thing, man.
And it's 6 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, and they're still giving it everything they got. They show no sign of wearing down.
And they won't. At least not in my experience. See, and that was such a good play right there. They have to get Larissa Taylor more involved in this game. I know Taylor had 2 fouls early, but being able to use her size to get into the basket, that's going to be how this team's going to win. Or get back into this game, not win. But, I mean...
That is the one advantage they have on the court. It's fairly visible, too.
Right? And Lincoln doesn't, on paper, Lincoln doesn't look that scary, right? Bunch of sophomores, juniors? Come on now. Not a single girl that's over 6 feet tall. But I tell you what, once you start playing them, oh man, you quickly realize how dangerous this team can be.
Yeah. Highland's going to drill a three from number 15, Grace Wilkie.
Wilkie's had a couple threes, had a three in the third quarter as well. A miss and a second chance rebound, and
Chloe Froby there for the jump ball.
Whistles come in. Some subs will come in as Piper Whiteman checks in for Corey Garriotts. And Abby Schultz and Jordan Birchley check out for Highland.
Once again, we're in a running clock here in this fourth quarter. It's 4:33 left.
Lincoln's going to improve to 35-0 on the season, Drew.
And the end goal for them is to go 37-0 with the state championship.
Yes, sir. I can't understate how dominant this Lincoln team has been this season. Like, official timeout is a little bit of a issue.
And a little piece of history for you, Leroy.
Yeah.
So 37-0, that would put them second all-time behind Peoria Richwoods in the 2004 and 05 season where they went 38-0.
Yeah, I would imagine that you could give Lincoln 20 more games this year and they'd still win all of them. Just a matter of winning what's on your schedule.
A rare turnover.
Froby tried being acrobatic, but she made up for it.
Tries to clean up her mistake.
Yeah, she was trying to be fancy with it, trying to go behind her back. She's laughing about it, and in this situation, you absolutely can, right? You're up 61-34, and then you saw it. She went up for the basket, missed, and then got a foul as she tried to reach in on Taylor. Only Froby's second foul, team third. Sheer domination from this Lincoln Lady Railers team.
Chloe Froby with 40 points and Becca Heitzig with 9. Highland's going to get that three.
Big three from Sophie Schrader right there. I think they're going to give that to Wilkie.
Highland looking to drive.
You're seeing Lincoln take their feet off the gas just a little bit here as Grace Schneider, as Jordan Bircher hits a shot, but in reality, when you're up 61-39, you can afford to kind of take your feet off the gas just a little bit, especially with the running clock.
When you've worn out your opponents that much.
It's just been an absolute treat to be able to watch them play. So, yeah, Becca Heitzig's going to pick up a foul. Lincoln crowd's not going to like it, but she was absolutely moving her feet, and they're going to get her for it.
.155 left here in the fourth quarter. 61-39 Lincoln lead.
Only Heitzig's first foul, team third. You watch her feet right here, yeah. Just didn't get herself set in time.
Chloe Froby
checks out, and she's fired up, and with good reason.
What a performance.
Subs will come in for Lincoln as they smell victory here with a minute 20 left to go in this game. Again, Drew, we talked about a little bit about it earlier, but what an accomplishment for this team, man. Host to the state semifinals, man.
Like we've said, it's unheard of.
Highland will bring some subs in as well. And again, we're not taking anything away from Highland. They had a fantastic run. They picked up some wins over Jerseyville 63-42, Waterloo 52-49. They beat Matsu 52-28, and Mount Vernon 66-54. They absolutely deserve to be in this spot.
And they improved so much from last season if you compare their records. So kudos to them on what they've done. They just ran into a monster with this team. I mean, this team's making history. To put it plain.
And every team that's played Lincoln has the same story to tell, the same stories. A beast at number 5 just came rushing through and dragged everybody else along with.
Yeah.
What an accomplishment for this Lincoln team.
Lincoln Railers are going to get on their feet, and rightfully so, as they are heading to state with a 61-39 victory over the Highland Bulldogs. An impressive performance all around.
Mind you, Lincoln did not score a single basket in that quarter.
Yeah. And just so impressive. Executed so well on the defensive end. Made their shots on the offensive end. They're going to let the student section come on out and celebrate this victory.
Here, I'll try to let Highland get off the court a little bit first.
And at this time, we would like the captains of the Lincoln Lady Railers to please step forward and receive your IHSA 3A Super-Sectional Championship plaque. The Railers will play this Friday at 11:45 at Redbird Arena in the IHSA Final Four.
A big moment for them. And again, nothing, you can't take away anything that Highland did. Lincoln was just the better team today, Drew.
Yeah, Lincoln certainly just deserves this with the way they've played the whole season.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. The energy is unmatched right now. They're crazy, they're jumping, we're going crazy.
Take me out, Lincoln on top, baby!
As you can see, Lincoln is very, very excited that they're going to be going to state. Oh, hi. As you can see, they are very excited to be going to state. Their energy is unmatched. They're super excited. Anything you want to say?
This is Railer territory! This is our house! We own this shit!
All right. Well, as you can see, they're super excited. It's so fun to be down here. It was an incredible game to watch. Lincoln's going to state. Congratulations, Lincoln.
Well, Leroy, that was an impressive feat tonight for Lincoln. I mean,
well, let's just put it this way, right? Chloe Froby finishing with 40 points. The entire Highland team scored 39, so Chloe could have beat this team all by herself. Again, it is very hard to play against Lincoln. 33 other teams have tried to win and just haven't had the success to be able to do it. Lincoln improves to 35-0 and trying to get to that elusive state final and an undefeated season. And for the Strahler team, it all runs through Chloe Froby, but let's not act like Chloe's the only person on this team. Becca Heidsig had 7 points, Stolzenberg had 5, and Bowman had 5, and Garrison 2. But for this Lincoln team, it really comes down to just ball movement, right? They do a lot of the stuff that the Lincoln boys team does, in which they move the ball around so well. We saw it being able to move around the ball from the perimeter, one side to the other, back. Who's going to make a mistake? If you make a mistake, I'm going to shoot it. And they've been able to really do that. Oh, you're gonna guard the perimeter? No problem. We've got speed that we can get in and drive the lanes. We got that cover down too. Oh, you've got the ball? Guess what? Our defense is going to shut you down too. So many different weapons on this Lincoln team.
So many ways they can beat you. So now that they have won and they are super-sectional winners, they are going to go to play Friday at Redbird Arena on the Illinois State campus at 11:45 against the winner of Lombard versus Deerfield.
Yeah, and you know, it's such a huge accomplishment for these girls. And again, I said it a little bit earlier, but this is a very, very young team. They are a very young team, and they really have not had, you wouldn't know it, right? I mean, they just go out there and they do what they're supposed to do, and they pick up, they're picking up some big wins here. So again, they're looking to do what they need to do to advance as well.
And certainly a force to be reckoned with next year. But this year is obviously on their sights. But as a Tornado fan, I think you gotta think about next year. And I mean, you could potentially have a little bit of a rivalry between the Tornadoes and the Railers.
Yeah, the Railers will be moving to a different conference next year. That is a big deal. It should open up the conference a little bit for Taylorville. But
thank you for pointing that out,
yeah,
Leroy.
But again, these two teams. We see a lot of similarities between Taylorville and Lincoln, right? Like Lincoln has a lot of the youth and a lot of the speed, and for Taylorville, I think they just need to pick up their speed a little bit and play all 4 quarters. That's been a big thing that's hurt Taylorville in the past. That's what we saw from Lincoln tonight, right? Lincoln played the exact way that they played at the very end of the game. They played in the first 2 minutes of the game. That is the biggest difference in this Lincoln Railers team. Guess what? What you get in the first 5 minutes of this game is what you're going to get in the last 5 minutes of this game, and we're not going to stop. And guess what? I promise you we can outlast you.
Absolutely. A little piece of history here. So the last time the Railers made it to Super-Sectionals in this game, they lost to Highland. That was 7 years ago. This year, they get the upper hand, and they get it big time. A 61-39 victory. So certainly impressive for Lincoln. And as they go forward and look to state, the expectations have to be through the roof for this team. I mean, how do you continue to manage these expectations and continue to play at this level as you go into state with this? I mean, that's the big challenge, but it certainly seems like they're up for it with this performance. So impressive tonight.
They've really been a force on all sides of the ball. And really, I again think that they're putting the entire 3A on notice to say, look, we're young and we're fast. We may not look it, but I tell you what, once we get on the court, no one's going to beat us. And they've shown it here so far. They showed it tonight. And again, like I said, Highland probably played better than most of the other opponents that Lincoln's played so far in the playoffs. I mean, again, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but Rantoul winning they beat Rantoul 88-11, Champaign 74-37, Mount Zion 69-31, Rochester 53-23. So the opponents are getting a little bit better. I mean, they really are, but you're still seeing some just absolute domination from this Lady Railer team.
Absolutely. It's so impressive to see. And I think as we get ready to wind down this broadcast, I think we just have to take a moment to appreciate the greatness that we watched tonight with Chloe Froby and this undefeated team that was on display here in Dolph Stanley Court.
40 points in the first 3 minutes, and we were only counting points. That's not counting the assists, the rebounds, the steals, the turnovers, the just boxing out that Chloe did. Just an absolute force to be reckoned with, and a dangerous, dangerous basketball player who's going to be a name that's going to be known in Central Illinois for a very long time.
And as we get ready to continue to wind down this broadcast, this is our final game of the winter sports season here. So we want to thank everyone that has been tuning in through this winter sports season. It's certainly been appreciated. And thank you for joining me, Leroy. And hopefully we continue to tune in to TommyTV as we get set to go and we shift towards the spring sports season. Baseball and softball and different things like that. And it's certainly been a great season. I think you got to give a little admiration towards the Lady Tornadoes and obviously our men's basketball team as well for what we've been able to do there and the seasons that they've had. So congratulations to them. But as for this game, impressive performance by the Lincoln Railers. Any final thoughts from you, Leroy?
Just again, if you aren't seeing what's going on right now, you need to pay attention. This is a team that's destined for greatness, and if you're not watching, you're missing out. A big shout out to Highland for their tough game tonight, but again, Lincoln just a little bit too much to overcome as they're going to get ready to cut down the nets here.
And as they do so, look at that nice camera angle there from TommyTV, the brand new camera angle there.
Yeah.
Watching Mr. Hadley cut down the nets. As Lincoln certainly deserves to do so. as Chloe Froby gets hand of the net there. Certainly an impressive performance from her tonight. That's going to end out me and Leroy's part of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to have you here, Leroy. With that, thank you for tuning in to Tommy TV on this Super Sectional as Lincoln is heading to state.
test out with all sorts of
Hello, Tornado Nation. Welcome back to Tommy TV's Postgame Report. I'm Riley Sims. I'm here with Chloe Froby. How are you feeling right now after that huge win?
Amazing. I mean, we're going to Redburn Arena, and what more could we ask for? It's just the best feeling in the world.
So you guys are undefeated this season. How do you stay focused to just take it one game at a time?
You know, we look at every opponent. We know that we got a target on our back. Every team's going to come give us their best game, so we gotta make sure that we're playing our best every single night.
So you guys just won, but you're certainly not done. You have state on Friday. What are you planning on working on this week?
We're going to be preparing for the next team that we're going to be playing. You know, we got 3 days to work, practice, and prepare for hopefully a Saturday night game.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. Congratulations, great job, and good luck on Friday. Thank you. I'm Riley Sims for TommyTV. Have a great night.